The sun sank low over Lagos, painting the sky with streaks of orange and pink. The Lekki Epi Expressway, typically a snarl of honking cars and darting okadas, lay unusually still. Chidi Nobosu, 32, gripped the wheel of his sleek, solar-powered SUV, a prototype from his company, Nobosu Energy Solutions. He'd just wrapped a marathon meeting in EP, clinching a deal to bring solar power to a rural school. His mind buzzed with contracts and deadlines, the weight of being one of Nigeria's youngest billionaires pressing on him. All he wanted was to reach his Victoria Island penthouse and collapse. The SUV glided silently, its electric hum a testament to Chidi's vision for clean energy. Then, a sudden lurch snapped him alert. The dashboard blinked erratically, and the vehicle coasted to a stop in the middle of the road. Chidi cursed under his breath, jabbing at the touchscreen display. Nothing. He turned the key again. Silence. "Come on," he muttered, shutting off the air conditioning. Stepping out, the humid evening air clung to his crisp white shirt. The road stretched empty, flanked by scraggy bushes and far-off streetlights. No shops, no houses, no one. He pocked the hood, staring at the tangle of wires and batteries. Chidi was a dealmaker, not a mechanic. The engine's innards were a mystery. He pulled out his phone to call his lead engineer, but the signal was dead. He paced, trying again, still nothing. Sweat soaked through his shirt, and after 20 minutes the only sound was the whisper of wind through the trees. Then he saw movement. A figure approached from across the road, walking with a slow, weary gait. She was young, maybe 25, her worn sandals slapping the pavement. A faded wrapper was knotted at her waist, and a threadbare blouse hung loosely on her slight frame. A small nylon bag swung from her shoulder, her hair pulled into a rough bun. She looked like she hadn't eaten properly in days, yet her eyes held a quiet resolve. Chidi squinted, wondering why anyone would be out here alone. The woman paused, noticing the open hood and his frustrated stance. Her name was Amara Okoye, though he wouldn't know that yet. Amara had no home, no family, only a tarp shelter under a bridge near Agiage Motor Road. She scraped by carrying loads at a construction site, but work had dried up. Despite her struggles, she saw the man's distress and felt a tug to help. "Good evening, sir," she said softly. Stopping a few feet away, Chidi looked up, caught off guard. Her voice was gentle, but her appearance made him cautious. "Evening," he replied, his tone guarded. "Is your car giving trouble?" she asked, glancing at the engine. He raised an eyebrow, skepticism flickering. "Yeah, it just died. You know anything about cars?" A faint smile touched her lips. "More than you'd think, sir. Can I check?" Chidi hesitated, torn between dismissing her and curiosity at her confidence. "What's your name?" he asked instead. "Kamara," she answered. "And yours?" "Chidi." He stepped aside, gesturing to the engine. "Go ahead, Amara. Let's see what you've got." She nodded and leaned over the engine, her movements precise despite her worn appearance. Chidi watched, arms crossed, expecting her to falter. She traced wires with dirty but steady fingers, pausing at the battery. "Here's your issue," she said, pointing to a loose connector in the solar charging system. "Small problem, big trouble." Chidi blinked. "You sure?" She nodded, deftly securing the connector. "Try it now." He slid into the driver's seat, turned the key, and the SUV hummed to life. The dashboard glowed, and cool air poured from the vents. Chidi stepped out, staring at the engine, then at her. "You fixed it," he said, incredulous. "Just a loose connection," she said, shrugging and wiping her hands on her wrapper. "Happens with these systems sometimes." Chidi reached into his pocket, pulling out a stack of Naira notes. "Take this." Amara stepped back, shaking her head. "No, sir. I helped 'cause I could. I don't want your money." Her words struck him like a sudden breeze. In his world, everything was transactional deals, favors, even friendships. Yet this woman who looked like she had nothing, wanted nothing in return. He stared at her worn sandals and tired eyes suddenly seeming less out of place. "You're serious?" he asked. She nodded her expression firm but kind. "Kindness isn't for sale." Chidi stood frozen, her words echoing in his mind. He'd met ministers, CEOs, and tycoons, but none had ever spoken like that. He pulled a business card from his wallet and held it out. "Take this instead. Come to Mayosu Energy Solutions tomorrow morning. Ask for me." Amara looked at the card, her hand trembling slightly as she took it. "Why?" she asked, her voice soft but curious. Just come, he said, offering a small smile. Mchidiosu. The address is there. She studied the card, her eyes tracing the embossed logo of Endasu Energy Solutions. Thank you, sir, she said finally. Tucking it into her bag, Chidi got back into his SUV as he drove off. He glanced at her in the rearview mirror, standing alone on the darkening road. Something told him this wasn't the last time their paths would cross. That night, Amara sat under her tarp shelter, the city's distant hum her only company. She pulled out the card and read it again by the dim glow of a streetlight. Noosu Energy Solutions. Chidi Noosu CO. She sighed, her fingers brushing the half-eaten bread. In her bag, her only meal for the day. The construction site where she worked had been idle for a week, the foreman citing delayed supplies. No work meant no pay, and her stomach growled in protest. If I'd taken his money, I could have bought rice tonight, she whispered, but she shook her head. No, that would have made it a transaction. I helped because it was right. She looked at the card again, a flicker of hope stirring. Nothing to lose, she murmured, tucking it away. I'll go the next morning. Amara rose before dawn, washing her face with water from a shared tap. She smoothed her only other outfit, a faded blue dress, and set out for Victoria Island. The address led her to a towering glass building, its sleek design a stark contrast to her world of dusty streets and crowded markets. She clutched the card tightly, her heart pounding as she approached the gate. Two security guards in crisp uniforms eyed her, their faces twisting into smirks. Auntie, you lost, one said, chuckling. This isn't Balagun Market. Amara held up the card, her voice steady despite her nerves. I'm here to see Mr. Chidi in Awasu. He gave me this, the second guard laughed. The COU. How you take no Oga? I met him yesterday, she said, her voice faltering as passers-by began to stare. He asked me to come. The guards exchanged skeptical looks, but before they could press further, a voice boomed from behind. What's going on here? Amara turned to see Chidi striding out of the building, his suit impeccable but his expression urgent. He spotted her and pointed. Let her in. She's my guest. The guard's smirks vanished. Sorry, sir, they stammered, opening the gate. Chidi approached Amara, his tone softening. Why didn't you call ahead? She looked down. I don't have a phone, sir, he nodded. Unfazed, come with me. Amara followed, clutching her bag as they entered the building. The lobby gleamed, marble floors, glass walls, and employees in sharp suits who nodded respectfully at Chidi. She felt small, her sandals squeaking against the polished floor. Chidi glanced back, offering a reassuring smile. You're fine. Don't worry. In his office, a spacious room with a view of Lagos skyline, he gestured to a chair. Sit. She perched on the edge, her eyes darting around the room, clean, modern, with a faint scent of air freshener. Chidi sat across from her, his gaze kind but searching. How are you today? Fine, sir, she said quietly. Tell me about you, he said, leaning forward. Your family, your life. Amara's fingers tightened around her bag. No family. I grew up in an orphanage in Mushin. When I turned 18, I had to leave. Been surviving since. Chida's expression grew serious. That's tough. Did you get any schooling? Secondary school, she said. I wanted to continue, but no money. I've been working odd jobs, carrying blocks, cleaning anything. He tapped his desk, thinking. Amara, I want to help, but not just with money. I want to give you a future. You'll work here in the garage, cleaning and organizing. It's simple, but you'll get a salary and a room in the staff quarters. No more sleeping under bridges. Her lips parted, but no words came. Tears pricked her eyes. I'll also get you a tutor, he continued. Someone to prepare you for university entrance exams. You deserve a chance to be more. Amara's voice trembled, sir. Why are you doing this? Chidi smiled faintly. Because you fixed my car and asked for nothing. That's rare.